Get Macy's lowest prices of the season on great fall specials like glamorous diamond pendants and earrings to complete any look. Now 60% off. And get ready for cooler nights ahead with 65% off Charter Club Damask sheets and bedding now at Macy's. Plus, get your Macy's order faster when you pick up curbside or in store. Or try same-day delivery powered by DoorDash. Savings off sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
For the last 75 seasons, the NBA has been getting greater. It's been crossing over, crossing borders, bending minds, breaking barriers, and shattering expectations. Because if the league's taught us one thing, it's that we can't predict anything. So don't miss 1 minute of the 75th anniversary season, where greatness lives on in every game. Visit NBA.com/75 to learn more.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard that tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back legally on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. A new survey asked people, hey, have you ever shoplifted? And we have, 7 people on this fine show. So at some point, I'm going to survey the show. Either as a kid or as an adult or both, have you ever shoplifted? And turns out 1 in 4 people say, yep, they have basically gotten the 5-finger discount.
So, I mean, I'm not a good mathematician, but around 2 of us should be guilty of it then, based on those studies.
Yeah, I would say so. Or actually probably 1.5, which means we're probably...
So Vicky's one.
Yeah, Vicky's the one that probably did it. She's the half.
Yeah. And then you said you're guilty of it before the break.
Yeah, totally guilty of this.
There we go. I don't need to say anything.
So we're above the average then.
I'm going to make a prediction. I think 50% in this room.
Oh, I have a feeling that maybe... I bet Sarah hasn't. Nope. Okay.
Yeah.
Joe.
I don't know.
I don't see him as a shoplifter.
No. See, they both have their mother's qualities. Mom would never do that.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think everybody else has been guilty of it. In this
Danny? Yes.
Yes, 100%.
Oh yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
Vicky, it's a tough one.
Since we're talking about Danny, what do you think? Like, are we talking expensive shoplifting or
makeup?
$10-15 here?
Yeah.
$10-15. Yeah, not expensive.
Not like something that's like $100.
No, I did it last night, actually.
Why?
Because, here's the thing, and I'm going to make up for it.
This is kind of not what you'd want to admit that you've just done it last night.
I know that we worked with a criminal.
We're going to do it. I mean, might as well. No, I had to run to the store to go to Safeway because we were out of different kinds of peppers and I was going to make chili. Well, I got all of them, and then I'm texting my girlfriend while the lines were at least 15 people deep, and I had been waiting in line for about a good 25 minutes already. And she's like, oh, by the way, can you get extra jalapeno peppers? I wasn't going to get out of line, go get another jalapeno pepper, and jump back in the line. So after I bought my stuff, I grabbed an extra one on my way out, and I'm just going to pay for one next time that I go in. But I felt like I was shoplifting because I just threw it in my bag.
Likely story.
Yeah.
That is...
So I'm sorry to the jalapeno peppers of the world.
I think you should just put your foot down, babe. Listen, it's too late.
But I really wanted the jalapeno.
I have a friend that's a police officer. Should I just have him come here?
Might as well.
Yeah, I have a couple of friends that are police officers.
We think citizens arrest him.
I would love to do that. Who gets to beat him? We have a taser, right? Don't we have a taser?
I do have a taser.
So we have to incapacitate him. Look, he's resistant.
He is obviously. And look, he's wearing those gloves. Yeah. So he's trying to hide his fingerprints.
It's true.
Yeah. He's got a lot of metal on his body because of all the piercings. Oh, let's tase the F out. I mean, hey, how are you?
It's all good.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a criminal.
Wasn't proud of it, but yeah. So, no, but that's been the stuff that I've done in the past too. Just cheap, dollar stuff.
Yeah, when I was a kid, we would this was bad. This is the only time that I can remember that my mom was legit pissed to where she got out the spatula And because she was that mad at me.
Oh.
And it effed me over for like a really cool Christmas gift down the line because I had this little crime ring that was just me and myself. But when we would go shopping around, and we'd be near like the G.I. Joe action figures. I love G.I. Joe action figures. I didn't have much money and my parents would give me an allowance, but it was like I could maybe get one a month. And that just wasn't cutting it.
No, it wasn't cutting it for you, mister. Come on, you needed it now.
But, I'd go with my mom shopping. And so when we were near the G.I. Joe action figure, I'd grab one and I just kind of put it in her shopping bag. That was stuff that she already bought. And I just would put a couple in there. And my goal would be when I get back to the house, I'd get them out before she took everything out. Well, one time she didn't. And she saw what I was doing. She was not happy. And they got bad.
Yeah.
Because, I'm
Good
basically making her the thief.
Yeah.
And then I didn't get my Godzilla giant action figure thing that I wanted for Christmas as punishment.
Oh, and they let you know, huh?
Oh, she made it very clear.
Oh, she made it clear. Like, yeah, I told Santa. Guess what? Naughty list for this guy.
Oh, so pissed.
Oh, well, you know what? You see, I love it because you remember.
No, my brother and I went to the store and stole it. Then after.
Oh, there you go. Perfect. All right, I was going to say, come on, what kind of a thief are you? How many years ago would you say this is?
I was little. I can't even imagine how many years it had. I mean, we're talking like 30-something years ago.
So this is, as a parent, you have these moments where if you really set an example, like you remember you didn't get the Godzilla. And man, I love that because look, you're a kid. You don't know. You got to learn about life. You just go like, hey, this is a great idea. It's not hurting anybody. They got plenty on the shelf. What do I care?
Right.
You just,
$5.
You're living that kid's life, which is the world revolves around you. It's so awesome. Those moments are so important that here it is 30 some odd years later, and you have that in your brain still. Of all the memories of your childhood, which you probably have no clue about because it's every day, that one you remember. So remember, parents, you get a chance to make a move and turn your kid into a look what Steve's become today.
That's right. Threaten them by not buying them their Godzilla action figure.
Yeah.
It was a big ass thing. It was like good, like maybe 2.5 feet high, and you pulled it back, and a little fire would, like, not real fire, but like a rubbery fire flame would come out of its mouth. And
that was a great toy.
And it would make that sound.
It's pretty good there.
I had to wait till the next Christmas to get it. Which Rick
you still got it?
Well, yeah.
Next Christmas, that's a long time.
Yeah, or birthday. It might have been birthday, but still, it was like, 10 more months.
Yeah. I remember a punishment like that for me too. And it was when I was 6 years old, maybe 6 to 8 years old, and it's still in my brain. When those parents do that kind of thing, man. Oh, and you know what? Look, obviously you had good parents, and then there's Danny. Yeah. Where he stole something yesterday, so he didn't learn a lesson.
He's parented wrong.
Yeah. All right.
The other thing I would ever think of, I think I was taking was like sometimes I'd take like a lollipop from the store. Yeah,
they know that's going to happen. All those stores that basically have the food at the checkout area, or like the stores that don't have any business, but they make you snake around that whole long line of shelves, which has all that stuff they hope you grab before you get to the register. They know that guys like you are just like, oh yeah, this is going to happen.
All right, what about Vicky?
All right, Vicky, all right, I want to ask the show, do we think she's a thief or not?
Yes.
100%.
Totally.
Oh, God, you know what, Vicky? I want to believe in you, but I don't know. You're a covert operator. You're probably a thief.
I started when I was about 16.
Yeah, I thought.
16?
Yeah. My buddies started doing it, and I'm like, wow, that's super easy. I have done that.
Wow, that's super easy. I wasn't going to do it until I realized how super easy it was.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it kind of became a game. Like, I wanted to see where all the cameras were and see if I can do it. I never got caught. My friends
did. So you're like Winona Ryder. Because, she didn't need to steal.
Yeah.
She was like one of the biggest celebrities at the time that she was getting busted for being a klepto.
And a lot of people probably don't know that about Winona. Of course, they only know her as the crazy mom in Stranger Things. But she was the crazy regular person in life, being a kleptomaniac, Winona, yeah.
It was kind of that, too. I also didn't have money, so it was, win-win for me. It was a game, and I got something out of it. But I quit, I think, shortly. I think it was around the time I started interning here, because I realized I'm an adult now, and they will actually, if I get caught, I could go to jail, and
Steve,
I really don't want to go to jail.
We had a thief intern we never knew.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
But I never stole from people. I just steal from what I consider
you're like a Robin Hood is what you're saying for yourself.
Yeah, I get stuff for other people, quote unquote, buy.
You're a hero is what you're saying. Oh, okay, I didn't realize that. All right, so what do we think about Rev?
Rev, absolutely.
And now I would say that he would. Now I think the stuff he did online, basically just beating the crap out of people and stealing their loot, like in World of Warcraft and EverQuest.
That's totally different.
That's thieving right there. And
that's completely
it's also
different.
Assault. In real life, that's assault and theft.
Cyber assault.
Killing dragons and stealing
stealing their loot and then selling them on the open market is just
So you never trolled people and beat the crap out of them and took their stuff just like you could do in those worlds?
No. It wasn't like the player versus player stuff. It was always just I would kill the dragons and steal all your loot that way.
Well, I guess you know what? He's not as bad as I thought he was.
Look at that. Yeah.
So how about an IRL? Did you ever thieve?
Yes.
You were a thiever. All right, look at our show.
As a little kid, it was kind of the same thing Steve had, like trying to like hide from my grandma, but it was candy, and it was always like the bulk food candy, and that stopped the one day where I put it all in my sleeve and was hiding it in my hand, with my hand in the sleeve, and then it fell out and dropped on the floor, and my grandma looked at me and was like, "What was that?" And I was like, "Nothing," and I quickly just picked it up.
You know,
Can I also just quickly ask you a question, BJ?
You have a question for me?
Yes. Why did you say IRL?
In real life.
It's the same amount of syllables. IRL.
Yeah, but it's like that's what all cool people say.
I mean, that makes sense on the internet because you don't want to spell it all out. But
yeah,
all right, just want to ask that question.
You know, I mean, it's internet talk.
Okay, fine.
I mean, we say BT Dub. Don't you ever say that?
I don't know.
No, you don't say anything cool because you know what? You're stuck in old school land. You're not on fleek like me.
Yes. There we go. There it is.
That had to happen, right?
Oof. Because by the way, it's so much harder to say than BT Dub.
Yeah, BT Dubs. Okay, please. So get it right. All right. Look at Vicky. Vicky knows what's up.
Can I AFK from this conversation?
See?
AFK.
Do you know what that even means? You don't even know what that means.
I know.
Wow. I'm actually with you. I don't know what this means.
There's a tavern up in Everett and everything.
I know that. I know the tavern, but I don't know what it means.
Rev, give him some hints.
Is it an F word?
No. The F is from.
Away from keyboard.
There we go.
You did it.
We did it.
You did it.
Okay, at least that, away from keyboard's more syllables than AFK.
Yeah, but it's fun to say IRL.
Is it?
Just like TRL, okay? You could have said Total Request Live, but nobody ever did that. Because everyone said TRL because it was cooler.
So you're not tracking with what I'm saying.
I understand syllabically, you're right. I know what you're saying. But my point being is that even if it was the same set of... Holy crap. That was really ugly to see. You
I'm
flapping
sorry,
your
I was
tongue
triggered
like
by them.
Triggered by them. Oh, now you're going to blame them.
It just happened.
Okay, first of all, the only person that people want to hear do that is Vicky. Okay, everybody else, now you've made them throw up in their coffee. All right.
That was me.
So I wanted to get back to this. The only two people on this show that really are not bad people are my two kids, which is really odd.
Raised them wrong.
Because I had a crime ring that I had going on. I mean, I was stealing clothes and then selling them back for cheaper prices because I stole a sticker gun from a clothing store.
That's amazing.
Oh, dude, I had it going on, but then eventually it was that moment of my life, like I said, like those hand sanitizer guys. I walked into my car and I had my wife involved in this ring. I said, this is going to be amazing. We're going to get a lot of money, have a good time. And my wife's like, okay, sure, you're the brains of this operation. Mm-hmm. But then I walked in one time and I just saw the look on her face like, I'm really, like, this is my boyfriend. He's kind of a douche. And I could see it on her face and I was like, yeah, is this how I want to live my life? I'm going to be this guy? And, so my ring didn't last long. It might have been a week. And I think I might have made like $30 on the deal. And the amount of running around I had to do in order to switch the plan.
It? Yeah.
Yeah. But the fact that my kids never have stolen anything is a shock to me just because of, the fact that I'm their father.
Well, I mean,
why maybe you just gave them everything they want?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, you're right. They are stealing from me in a way, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, she won't leave, and Joey Dees hasn't paid for a thing, I think, since the Carter administration. So, I mean, really, it's, yeah. You know what? He's proud of it, too.
I don't know. Alive during the Carter administration?
Probably not, Joe.
No, he wasn't. Clearly,
come on, let's get with the IRL, BJ.
Let's get with
BT
the in
Dubs.
real life. BT Dubs, Carter.
AFK.
All right, let's say the Clinton administration. How about that?
FT Dub.
FT Dub, that's for the win.
Yeah, baby.
ROTFL.
Yeah. He knows that. Does he?
I feel like we just stole people's time.
Yeah, we did.
And wasted it.
Yeah.
This last break. I'm sorry, everybody.
Oh, thanks, Steve.
And they're stuck with us. They have nowhere to go. They're in their house.
They're really sheltering in place, and this is what's going to make them crazy. We got a popular celebrity that just had to deal with a random person walking into her home. Here it is. If you're a celebrity, you're supposed to stay home, shelter in place. Next thing you know, this rando just walks in. And this is somebody that has a ton of money that could basically have security. And yeah, this random person walks into her home. I'm going to tell you why this person did that at 8:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 K.
You can tell when your car battery's dying. But with your water heater, you'll never know until it starts leaking. Before you buy another tank, consider a Navien tankless water heater. No storage tank to heat or leak. Lower energy bills and endless hot water for spa-like comfort. All backed by Navien's strong warranty. If your water heater is over 8 years old, it's time to check out Navien at tanklessmadesimple.com.
Count on Navien. Get Macy's lowest prices of the season on specials for cooler weather, like cute boots and booties starting at $27.99. And warm new coats for all, 50 to 60% off. And get cafe-style coffee at your fingertips with select Nespresso bundles for only $124.99, now at Macy's. Plus, get your Macy's order faster when you pick up curbside or in store. Or try same-day delivery powered by DoorDash. Savings off sale and clearance prices, exclusions apply.
KISW, the Rock of Seattle. I feel like you're just a little too close to me. Move your iPhone about a foot away. Now we're at the proper social distance. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
I just kind of got that.
Look at you.
It was just that one dude. You know what I mean? He just had a little too close. I got to be careful, you know. I'm at risk.
I know. Does that hurt your soul when people are worried about you?
Dude, you know what? It's since you brought it up, and we will talk about this celebrity who had somebody walk in their house. But yes, because I keep forgetting. This is going to be my birthday this year will be my 60th.
Big 6-0.
And now younger people who I'm interacting with are looking at me going, you have to stay home and we have to be careful around you. I go, why? I'm fine. I'm not going to bother. It's not that they're worried that I'll infect everybody else.
They don't want you to get infected.
Exactly. Which doesn't mean that I can't, but they're looking at me like, oh, no, you're a part of the at-risk group. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm a young man. And they're like, no, you're not. You're who we're trying to protect.
Yeah, you hang out with young people, you're young in spirit, and then all of a sudden you got that just truth bomb dropped on you.
And I can't argue with that. It's true. In September, I will be 60. I will be that person.
30 times 2.
Yeah.
Is that the creepy 60?
No.
Creepy 60, I like it.
I think it's like sexy 60, buddy.
Oh, okay.
Super 60.
Just by you saying that makes it the creepy 60.
Saucy 60. Yeah. But yeah, Steve, it does hurt my soul.
Cialis 60?
Did you say Cialis?
He did say Cialis. Yeah, he did. You're hurting my soul even more.
I'm sorry.
But I have heard that a lot. Yeah. I have heard a lot like, dude, you're staying home, right? Like, why? Why do I got to stay home? No, for you. Mm-hmm. Like, okay, look, Vicky just sneezed. Now I'm sure a lot of people listening going, I've had listeners go, are you okay? I heard you need to stay home.
Yeah, I know. We've had some people texting saying BJ should go home now. He's old.
Yeah, but that's just from the management, from the company.
Yeah, that's actually an old text from like 2 months ago. So it had nothing to do with the coronavirus.
Oh, it was 2 months ago. Yeah. All right.
Well, backlogged.
So let me tell you about Jennifer Lawrence. Jennifer Lawrence, as you know, she's a pretty successful actor. She's got a good amount of money. Might want to invest in some tighter security around her joint because on Sunday night, a woman walked right into her house in Los Angeles. And this woman said, I just did it because I wanted to meet J-Law. I wanted to go in and meet Jennifer Lawrence, and I know where she lived. And I walked right in the front door. It was open. Now, Jennifer was home at the time.
We're taking these star tours a little too far.
Yeah. Honestly,
go on in. She never locks her door.
What is wrong with humanity that people are not raised to understand that you don't just walk into anybody's home, no matter who it is? How do you think that's ever a good idea to just go into somebody's home who doesn't know you?
Well, I got to imagine that this is not a person that's maybe playing with a full deck of cards.
I hope you're right.
I mean, nobody in their right mind is going to be like, I know that Jennifer Lawrence lives here. Like, if I knew where Russell Wilson lives, maybe, like, if I was driving somewhere near there, like, it's kind of cool just to drive by to see what his house looks like. You know what I mean? But I would never once think, let's go knock on his door, let alone walk in his door.
That's happened to me. And again, my door was locked, but still, I thought, this person doesn't understand. You just don't come knock on my door, even if you know where I live. That is so not cool.
It's not. I've had that happen once where a drunk guy was at a barbecue right by our house, and he recognized my car in the driveway and knocked on the door and wanted to come in and hang out.
Yeah.
And that's like, yeah, man, I'm in my pajamas.
Yeah.
And I'm like not in the mood. Sorry.
Maybe 30 years ago that would be fine because it was a different time and we pretty much knew that anybody knocking on our door was probably cool. We don't think that anymore.
And this happened at 9:15 at night, apparently.
But here's the thing. Because you're thinking, all right, geez, Jennifer, how do you not have security? She did. This intruder never got to Jennifer Lawrence. Her bodyguard stopped this woman before she got anywhere near Jennifer. So Jennifer does have bodyguards in her home, which, how about that's your life, by the way?
I don't know if I'd like that.
I would love that.
Having security around at all times?
Yes.
Why?
Because I would never be afraid of anything ever again. I would go to sleep easily.
Do you live in fear at all times?
Yeah.
Even now?
Well, now that J-Rubs is there, he's a big burly guy. My life has been a lot easier. But
really?
Because look, I was the line of defense for Sarah. I have no upper body strength, and I could be hit and beaten pretty easily. So I was always afraid I couldn't protect my child.
So, on a almost a daily basis, you'd be worried about that?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Because, dude, you just never know what...
my house, look, awful things could happen. I understand that. But I like to live in my home feeling like, okay, I feel safe in here. We got Lulu, and Lulu's very fierce.
Well, yeah, look, I'm going to tell you something right now, okay? Because you're oblivious to this. You are a guy that wrestles, and you're in good shape, and you're a tall dude. And also, I've seen you when you've had a beverage, and it's not humans, it's inanimate objects. Nothing. You are a destructive force. I don't think you realize that.
That's why I keep a bottle of alcohol next to me in case an intruder comes. I got to get drunk. Because as a sober person, I'm useless.
Yeah, but
when drunk, I got some of the drunk muscles.
Plus, you have your father in you, and we know what your father did to Santa Claus when he came to your house unannounced.
He beat his ass.
Yeah, so I don't think I feel like you don't know, but you could probably go, look, if I need to handle myself, I can. I know I can't. I lost every fight I was in, including people that were Vicky's height. You know what? Seriously, I could have probably targeted people who were in wheelchairs, people who were in iron lungs, people who really didn't have any limbs, and I would still get my ass kicked.
So you'd like to live like Jennifer Lawrence and have...
I'd love to have bodyguards.
Did they stay the night?
Yes, they must. It's 9:45 when this person busts in.
I don't know why I'm picturing like she has the master bedroom and then there's two other bedrooms right by there and each bodyguard's in one of those, or they have bunk beds and they stay in the same room together right next to her room.
But why did the bodyguards have the doors locked? At 9-something at night? That's to me really lame.
To be honest with you, dude, I don't understand. I remember I dated somebody a long time ago and like her family never locked their doors. She'd be like, hey, just come and walk on in. And I'm like,
what?
Like, don't you lock your doors? And like, oh, you're just a paranoid New Yorker or something like that. Even my wife now, like, she gives me a hard time because I'm always like, as soon as we get in the house, I'm locking the doors.
Of course you do.
You don't just want some random person walking in. You don't know what the hell's going to happen.
Exactly. It's not.
At least make it hard for somebody to come into your home.
By the way, tell your wife for insurance purposes, if anything ever happened to your house and somebody came in and wrecked something and your door was unlocked, the insurance company will tell you, hey, you know what? We're not going to pay you because you had your damn door unlocked. You didn't do what was considered reasonable to protect your home. I'm not kidding. You should really tell your wife you got to lock your door.
Well, I just grew up in a house like we had the screen door was locked, then there was the knob door was locked, and then the deadbolt lock. So there was 3 locks you had to work with.
Yeah, plus there were locks around me. I was padlocked.
Yes.
Everything. Oh, yeah. So this person got arrested for misdemeanor trespassing. And, Steve, I'll tell you this. You talked about she's probably not in her right mind, the woman that went into J-Law's house. I will tell you, as a society, I really think that person should undergo psychiatric screening and should not be allowed back into society until we can say you don't just walk into people's houses. That, to me, I don't want that person on the street. I don't want her interacting with other human beings. I'm tired as an American of being a law-abiding citizen having to put up with mentally unstable people who aren't getting the right care. It's like, I don't want this person to be treated badly, but obviously she's got something wrong in her brain that she thinks she can just walk into somebody's house. That's a brain problem.
I don't know about you, but I almost would be like a little less weirded out by her if she's like, I got drunk and I thought it was a good idea. Because people do stupid things when they're drunk, but nowhere in the story does it say that she was drunk. It just says that she simply wanted to meet the actress.
Yeah. And
that's just not how it works, especially at a woman's house.
No, not at all. You don't. It doesn't matter.
Follow
her
to the store at least.
Yeah,
it's gonna be weird.
Exactly. That's where you stalk somebody. You go to the supermarket, and at least that way it's a public place, and she can run if she wants to.
And you're like, oh my gosh, you shop here too? Me too.
It is so weird though because you see people. I'm in Orange County visiting my wife a lot, even though I'm not going to be able to for a while now. But you see celebrities, and I never know how to react. Because it's just commonplace. And you forget that, well, all right, at some point, they're just going to be regular people. Though I don't know, because they want to go out and live. I always thought, why don't they just have somebody else do their shopping for them? Why are they actually here? Why are they at this restaurant that I'm at? Don't they have a fancy restaurant they could go to that nobody like me could ever go to? But they're there. They're out. They're
amongst us.
Dude, they're reasonable restaurants. Like, I go there and go, I can afford this menu. Why are you here? You can afford a menu that is triple the price of this.
Not because, I don't think just because you're a celebrity means that you just need to have fancy dining all the time. I think a celebrity's going to like a good chicken wing or a mozzarella stick.
I agree. The problem is the filtering out of the idiots like me that you'll be dining with.
Yeah, that sucks that if you want to go out to eat, you have to eat at some fancy place that charges you $60 for 3 scallops.
But you know how humans are.
I want my damn Happy Meal.
Yeah, but people kept interrupting you, wanting pictures.
Yeah.
I've always kept my distance.
I appreciate that you keep your distance.
But dude, I'm a fan of Mary Steenburgen. I think that she's a great actor, and I've always loved her work. And dude, she sat right down. Where you are, that's where she was. That's how close she was to me. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm sure she knew him. But I still tried to be cool and not say anything. But it's so commonplace down in Orange County that you just, all of a sudden, there's a somebody.
I know it happened at the last Dragons game. We were leaving, and as we were walking in we were lucky enough to be in a suite, and the suite right next to us was like all the Seahawks, it seemed like, and other random Seahawk players were coming by. So as we're walking out, like Cam Chancellor was there, KJ Wright, I wasn't going to bug any of them. They're just hanging out with their friends and enjoying being in a suite. Like, that's not, it would have been funny if we knocked on there and like, hey, we're suite neighbors, can we come in? But as we were walking out, Lofa Tatupu was walking in. And dude, like that, I still have so much love for Lofa, and also for that season when they went to the Super Bowl. There was something magical about that. You remember that? That was a good run.
It was a great run.
So as we're walking out, I've never really had full conversation. I've seen him in a few events, but so I was like, as we're walking out, he's walking out, I'm just like, hey. And just give him the head nod. He's like, gave the head nod back. But then this part of me was like, I wanted him to know that, like, I wanted to turn around and go, I know you're Lofa Tatupu. I just want to show you the respect and not bother you. But I didn't do that. But that's like going on in my head. I'm like, does he know that I know who he is? Or does he think I'm just saying hi to a random person?
Yeah.
Stupid way to think. But I was just like, that's what's going on in my head.
And it's like, because look, you and I know it to a much lesser degree when someone just say, hey, what's up? It's like you go, okay, I don't know you, so obviously you must know me from the show.
They would think I'm Thrill. It's very awkward.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, they think I'm Miles. It's so true. We look alike a little bit. Unfortunately for Miles, that's the case.
I legit saw that on somebody's social media page. I had a picture of me and that guy. He goes, hanging out with Thrill from the men's room. And I wasn't going to say anything because I was just like, this is so funny. Awesome. But man, the comments were great. And they're all like, you realize this guy does not have the same shade of skin color as Thrill.
Yeah.
The guy was drunk.
It's so embarrassing, when somebody is completely like, no, that's not who that is.
And, for all he doesn't know what anyone looks like, but he heard that I was the guy from KISW. My name is Steve.
Well, that's it, yeah.
He listens to the men's room, so he's like, oh, it's got to be Thrill.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally makes sense. When you have those random encounters, dude, and I keep anonymity, but there was a super, super famous person at a seminar I was at. Ooh. And I didn't say
Jim
anything.
Carrey.
I'm not going to tell you, even if it is or isn't.
What does it matter?
Because that's the rule of the seminars. You're supposed to keep everybody's...
Oh, is it like Fight Club?
It's
like that. Why you come back with all those bruises on your shins?
Yeah. You know what? When they use the word anonymous, I'm actually going to be... it's almost even bad that I'm saying that somebody was there, but I want to, protect their identity. But I'm going to tell you... everybody on this show, because you would know this person, but I'm
Joe Montana.
Yeah, it was Joe Montana. He was there. He doesn't say anything to me. He's just doing his stuff. We're doing our seminar stuff. I was always jealous that, because sometimes in this seminar you partner up with people and do some stuff. And I'm like, oh man, that could have been me. I could have been the guy. We would have, because they were buddies. They exchanged numbers because it's just it's just kind of how these seminars work. You go, hey, let's keep in touch. And I'm like, oh man. But the one time the guy comes in the men's room, and I'm just washing my hands, doing my thing, and he goes, hey, man, and he starts a conversation, because I really like what you said back there, talking about some stuff, and I did, just like, if it was a normal thing, I would have been like, oh, yeah, and talked about the insight, all I was like, I was just like,
your words are nice.
It was Chris Farley. It was just totally Chris Farley. I'm like, wow, you're speaking to me like you're the guy on the thing that I watch. Wow. And again, just because it happens in California, every time you do anything in California, you're going to run into somebody.
Or one person says, being from Vancouver, British Columbia, you see celebrities all the time.
Oh, that makes sense.
A lot of people film their stuff over there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. So I'm trying my best not to be as much of a fanboy as I used to be, but it still happens. Yesterday, Steve, he did get this one right.
What type of cheese is typically in a Caesar salad?
From Munda.
No.
That's it.
Yuck.
Parmesan.
Yes.
I love how you fist pump it. You already got it right, but you're still cheering for yourself that you got it right.
I sometimes forget if I answered it correctly, so I'm just like kind of like waiting to find out.
You are an interesting character, sir.
I mean, someone's got to celebrate my wins.
Yeah, you're right.
No one else is.
You might as well. Good job. Celebrate, buddy. Nothing wrong with celebration.
From yesterday.
Good job, Steve.
You did a good job.
Good job, past Steve. You want a shot at beating current Steve? You got it. 206-421-ROCK. We're playing Beat Miggs at 8:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. Here's another question from a listener. I'm getting my wages garnished. Can bankruptcy help with that?
Absolutely. One of the big reasons people file bankruptcy is because they have a judgment or a lawsuit against them, or their wages are getting garnished, and so they can't pay their other regular ongoing bills. People sometimes think that you can't file bankruptcy once they have a judgment against them or once a garnishment has started, and that's not true. Filing bankruptcy will immediately stop any garnishment that you have going, except for child support, and stop your creditors from continuing on with garnishments of your bank account, your wages, and in most cases will discharge that liability through the bankruptcy process. And we can file a bankruptcy case for you usually the day you come in.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
For the last 75 seasons, the NBA has been getting greater. It's been crossing over, crossing borders, bending minds, breaking barriers, and shattering expectations. Because if the league's taught us one thing, it's that we can't predict anything. So don't miss 1 minute of the 75th anniversary season, where greatness lives on in every game. Visit NBA.com/75 to learn more.